A fun story behind the Star Wars logo, choosing between gated versus ungated content, and the ultimate guide to relationship marketing. All this and more in this week's Fishbowl Friday. Welcome to Fishbowl Friday, where we've gathered the best marketing news from this week and compiled it down into this quick 5-minute bite-sized video just for you. To access the full version of each week's stories, go to fishbowlfriday.com. While you're there, be sure to subscribe and receive our weekly marketing news straight to your inbox. Let's get to it. Our first story, choosing between gated versus ungated content. Content marketing is defined as a type of marketing that involves the creation and sharing of online material, such as videos, blogs, and social media posts, that does not explicitly promote a brand, but is intended to stimulate interest in its products or services. Gated content is when a user is required to enter an email address and possibly additional information in exchange for access to the content asset. Ungated content is freely accessible without entering any personal information for access. Brands choose to gate or ungate content depending on the content type and how that particular piece of content applies to each step in the buyer's journey. Blog posts, pillar pages, videos, podcasts, and pricing information tend to be ungated. Ebooks, white papers, and case studies tend to be gated. This article from Studio ID helps understand the pros and cons of gated and ungated content, along with 4 questions you should ask before you decide. Our take on this, both gated and ungated content should have a part in your content marketing strategy. Consider using gated content, such as an ebook, as a content upgrade to an ungated asset like a related blog post. The freely accessible blog post will build interest and trust with the user, and the gated content is a deeper dive into the topic to provide permission to continue communication. Our next story is the ultimate guide to relationship marketing. In a white paper titled Prescription for Cutting Costs, Bain & Company points out that a 5% increase in customer retention can result in increasing company revenue by 25 to 95%. It's a well-known fact that retaining an existing customer costs a lot less than acquiring a new customer. This HubSpot article details that relationship marketing refers to the marketing strategy of cultivating more meaningful relationships with customers to ensure long-term satisfaction and brand loyalty. They include detailed examples of how popular brands like Capital One, Delta, Domino's, and Panera use relationship marketing. Their tips for creating a strong relationship for your business include 1. Provide personal, focused customer service. 2. Engage with the customer where they are. 3. Incorporate technology to work more effectively. 4. Offer incentives and rewards for customer loyalty. 5. Create valuable content that tells a compelling story. 6. Collect feedback regularly. And 7. Concentrate on building customer relationships for the long term. Our take on this, it's easy to get wrapped up in marketing strategies that attract new faces to your business. While it's an important approach that should be continued, relationship marketing should not be ignored. Begin placing focus on ways to build stronger relationships with existing customers that can lead to repeat business and referrals. Why, when, and how to outsource content marketing for small businesses. Content marketing should be a big part of any well-structured marketing strategy. The challenge with content marketing is the time and effort it takes to produce engaging, relevant content. Most businesses do not have the internal resources to write and publish relevant, useful, and engaging content. This article from Relevance outlines 4 reasons you should outsource your content marketing to content agencies or freelancers. 1. Saving money. Delegating to a third party saves the cost of hiring full-time employees. 2. Saving time. Free up your time to focus on your core business. 3. Accessing talented experts. Outsourcing gives you access to talented writers who are great at creating content. And 4, increased productivity. Don't burden your employees with an additional task they might not be comfortable with, taking time away from their primary responsibilities. They also include a simple 5-step process you can follow for outsourcing your content marketing. Our take on this, we see far too many brands sitting on the sidelines with content marketing because they know they, 1, cannot do this internally, and 2, simply have no idea where to start. This guide is a great resource to get you started with content marketing in a very manageable way. In additional marketing news, Google Analytics is no doubt the go-to platform for measuring website and campaign performance. Google recently introduced Google Analytics 4, commonly known as GA4, to replace the well-known universal analytics most websites have been using for years. Even with the looming sunset of universal analytics in 2023, many marketers have been slow to make the transition to GA4. Digital Marketing Institute created a very helpful guide to making the move to GA4, which includes what is GA4, why is setting up GA4 important, tracking the customer journey, setting up and configuring GA4, GA4 reports, and preparing for the end of universal analytics. Be sure to check this one out for a smooth transition. Next, the Star Wars logo is one of the most recognizable in the world. During a recent panel for the upcoming documentary Light and Magic during the Star Wars Celebration convention, Joe Johnston, the creator of the famous logo, talked about the last-second complete redesign of the logo that took place in less than 24 hours. The initial draft was a block striking font that was on one line with very thin hairline letters. Producer Gary Kurtz tasked Johnston with fixing the initial logo to include in the final shot of the iconic opening scene of the movie. Johnston burned the midnight oil to create the Star Wars logo we all know and love using a ruling pen and a ruler before the 10 a.m. deadline. Sometimes our best work is done under extreme pressure. In our next story, one of the biggest struggles right now for businesses is not finding customers looking to buy from them. It's the ability to source the materials they need to fulfill the orders. Supply chain challenges continue to increase, affecting nearly every industry that sources physical materials as part of their business. John Bacon, the VP of Marketing for SureSell, outlines how marketing departments are stepping in to help brands communicate these challenges to existing and potential customers. He outlines 3 key ways your marketing team should be communicating with your audiences during these challenging times. 1. Managing expectations with customers. 2. Be open about the challenges that are impacting your company. And finally, 3. Keep your partners in the loop. And finally, including the words "near me" for a search has been on the rise since 2016. So much so that Google now includes it in the auto-suggest results. This trend has led businesses to begin including the words "near me" in their actual business name. Locksmith Near Me Miami is an actual business. But does this give those businesses a leg up in local searches? This article from Search Engine Land dives into this unique approach in more detail. In it, Google says no and notes its algorithm focuses on the proximity of the business's location to the actual user. This reminds me of my days selling Yellow Page advertising, where you'd encounter businesses named AAA Accurate Catering Service just to appear in the alphabetical order of their categories in the book. Yep, that really happened. That's all the marketing news we have for you this week. Don't forget to subscribe to receive all this marketing goodness straight to your inbox and access the full version of these stories and more at fishbowlfriday.com.